One of the most common questions about mobile app development is how long does it take to make an app? In this video, we're going to look at the major factors that determine how long it takes to make one. Stay tuned until the end for a general time frame. Apps that have a lot of features naturally take more effort to design, develop, and test. Some features that can be considered complex include sensor data, web services, and CRM integration. Of course, at the same time, you can expect a shorter development time for a simple app that doesn't need complex coding and extensive features. You'll need careful planning to avoid adding new features after development begins. Otherwise, development time and costs will increase. Creating a quality user interface and user experience is critical for your app. It affects how easily users will interact with your app and if they'll keep coming back. Some genres will take more time to develop. For example, if you're creating a graphics-intensive 3D mobile game, games need a lot of time to concept, design, and test to get the best UI and UX that suits your target audience. The UI design time will be longer if your app needs custom controls. You can reduce development time to a certain extent if your app is using default UI control systems. These are provided by the OS your app will be released on. It's not uncommon for an app to pair with a piece of hardware. We've done this several times for products like smart jewelry for Invisaware and even a dog collar for Spot On. The time required for development is affected by the time needed to learn how your device works. We also need the hardware protocol to connect and transfer data. Wearable devices like Apple Watch also fall under this category. GolfLogix, a GPS solution for golf, operates between both your iPhone and Apple Watch. However, they still run different operating systems. The iPhone runs iOS, while the watch runs watchOS. That also means that the software developer kits or SDKs are different. So including both in development will increase the time frame. Your involvement with the app development process is essential. At Zeeko, we use the Agile development process. One of the benefits of this process is that it lets you stay involved throughout development. Updates to your app release in what is known as sprints, allowing you to provide feedback before the next phase of development begins. Timely feedback is the key here. The sooner we receive feedback, the sooner we can start the next sprint to implement any suggested changes. You can communicate feedback in a number of ways. Phone calls, emails, and project management tools like Basecamp or Jira are the most common methods. We recommend using project management tools so all discussion on the project is contained in one place. Many apps need the integration of third-party software or APIs. In this case, apps need to connect with outside services such as payment processing, social media platforms, and databases. If you are using a third-party service, your app may have to go through an approval process. For example, with Facebook integration, developers must submit the app to Facebook for approval. The review process may take weeks to complete, so keep that in mind. Running your app on mobile platforms and devices is a common strategy. This helps you acquire the broadest possible range of users. However, designing, developing, testing, and launching apps for different platforms requires extra effort on the part of the developers. In most cases, the testing process composes a major part of the timeline, especially if your app uses geolocation services. The additional testing ensures the app's quality and helps your app work well across different screen resolutions. The time required for this process depends on the number of features, complexity, and third-party integrations within your app. Now for the general time frame. Very basic apps can be completed in a few weeks, while more complex apps can take 3 to 9 months. The more clearly you've defined your idea and how it works, the more accurate the estimate. Experienced developers can create an estimate by comparing your required features to an app they've worked on before. While most app developers consider these factors as the major determinants of the development timeframe, expert developers can manage this with innovative time management strategies. Zeeko's dedicated team of developers will help you optimize your app to finish on time and on budget without compromising quality. Get in touch with one of our mobile experts today to find out how Zeeko can help make your app a reality. Visit zeeko.com or call us at 603-881-9200.